part one of dividing polynomials. Really, the first part, today's part, is going to be very straightforward. And we're starting on page 675. I'm going to go right to example number 1. And I want a lot of questions here, guys. If you are like, Mr. Ray, why can't you do this, or why don't you do this, please ask. Because if you have that question, maybe someone else does and doesn't want to say it out loud. But go ahead and give that question a try. They gave me this problem. They gave me 3r squared minus 5 divided by 12r. Okay, doesn't this kind of look like yesterday's lesson? What do you do here? What do you think you do just based on 12-3? You do, Josh? Stay, change, and then flip. So you would get this times 1 over 12r, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to get stay, I'm just going to write 3r squared minus 5, change, and then 1 over 12r. Okay, what else do you think you have to do?
Put a 1.
You can put a 1 under this? Yep. What can you do here? Can we factor anything? Josh? You can put it together. Yep, you could do this numerator times 1. That's going to give me 3r squared minus 5. And then 1 times 12r is this 12r. Ta-da! We didn't do anything, did we? Do you think this is all we have to do? Rewrite it in a fraction. You're getting there. Okay, how many of you think you can go from the original problem to this step right here, just going directly? You just put that first polynomial divided by the second polynomial. I think you guys can do that. So did we have to go through this process? That's when nothing factors out. Nothing factors out. There's nothing to do there. Nothing will cancel. You're left with this. But I can make that part that I have right now simpler. I can make it simple, so I can simplify it. Okay, this is something we've done in the past, not with this expression, not with this as complicated expression. Let's see if we can get it. Can someone read that to me? Is it 3r squared minus 5 over? Thank you, 12r. Okay, I just need a different screen for this. Can anyone split it into 2 fractions? Okay, Beth, go ahead and try it.
3r squared over 12r minus 5.
You certainly can. That's it. That's what you do. Mr. Ray, how'd you make this simpler? Actually, you just made it harder because now it's 2 things. Well, do you guys notice anything about either fraction? Can I make either fraction simpler? Yeah, what do you think?
3r squared and 12r.
Yeah, I have common factors in this fraction, right? So what's the common factor between 3 and 12? 3. So 3 goes in 3 once. 3 goes in 12 4 times. Any common factor with the variables? R. So I'm going to cross that out. So I have r to the first. I hope you can see that. Now, can I ask you a question here? Can I cancel out like this r and that r? No. Yes or no? Hey, hold on. They're being multiplied, but there's something prohibiting me. Standing in the way of that happening, Hayes. What is it? Are these 2 rational expressions being multiplied? No, you can't cancel out. You can cancel within each rational expression, but not among or between the 2. What am I left with in this first fraction? R, right? 1 times r is r. What am I left in the second one? 4. And the second rational expression, could I do anything to it? That's my answer. Now, it might seem like, but it is a little bit simpler. Slightly simpler. It gets more complex and then more simplified as we go through. But do you guys understand what we did here? You take the first polynomial and you divide it by the second one by putting it as a fraction, splitting it up into 2 in this case, simplifying each one. Okay, let's do B on example number 1. And this one is 9n squared minus 15n plus 24 divided by 3n. State change flip, what do you guys think? Could you do that? Technically, yes. Do you think you want to do that? Probably not. Here's a way that you can write it directly from this problem into your first step of your work. Okay, how many of you agree that this right here can be rewritten as this right here? Do you guys agree with that? Okay, so can I split this up into how many fractions do you think this time? 3, right? There are 3 terms, 3 fractions. The first one is 9n squared over 3n. The second one is, help me out here, I'm confused. I just lost track of my signs. What do I do? Minus 15n over 3n. Thank you. And I need a third fraction since you guys said 3. Yes, Harper? Plus 24 over 3n. Oh, okay, cool. Can I simplify any of these fractions? In fact, you can simplify all of them. Okay, someone help me out with the first fraction. You guys can work on your own if you want, but can someone help me out in the first fraction? What can I cancel out? Benson?
3 and 8.
Okay, so 3 goes into 9 3 times, 3 goes into 3 once, and then what do I get with the ends? What's left over?
1. So you get into the first on the top.
Good, and to the first. And I do it like that. Some people do it like this. I'm okay. Either one is going to represent it. Okay, so I'm left with, in the first fraction, 3n. Is that good? 3n? All right, the second one, Wyatt, what do I...
So it's going to be like negative, like
Uh-huh.
cross out ends.
The ends can cancel out. They're 1 over 1.
And then the 3 and 15, you get 5.
What am I left with in this second fraction? Negative 5. Oh, that is simple. And the third fraction. Yes, ma'am.
You cancel out the 3 to make it a 1, and the 4 make it an 8.
Oh, okay. So what am I going to be left with in that third fraction?
8n.
8 over n. 8 over n. So 8's in the numerator, n's in the denominator. You are done. Yeah.
When you start working with that,
Mm-hmm.
isn't there a GCF?
Yeah, you could have actually taken a GCF out. Then you could have canceled out the 3's. Is that the GCF? Yep. 3. And then you would have had division by n only, which would have left you here again. Yeah, good eye on that. He's saying, Benson was saying there's a GCF here. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
3. If you would have taken that 3 out, you would have been able to cancel those 3's, and then you would have divided everything by n. That's good. Now, this is the gist of the lesson, like today. This is it. I'm going to see if you guys can do one on your own, or a couple on your own, sorry, just to make sure you're good. So, yeah, some of you already know to turn a little bit further. 678, page 678. I'll just try it number 5. 678, number 5. So I believe the bell's going to ring, but we're not going to exit. We just have a few more minutes after that. Okay, can somebody rewrite this? I want it first as one fraction. Taylor, can you just give me one fraction that this would give me?
9b squared minus 15 over 3.
Yep, it'd be over 3. That's it. So that is the same thing as divide by 3. Okay, someone give it to me in the 2 fractions I would get from that. Josh?
9b squared over 3 minus 15 over 3.
Okay, and then somebody help me with the first fraction to make it simple. Riley, can you help me with the first one? 3 over 1. Anything else on that first fraction? All right, we're left with 3b squared. Second fraction. Yep, Kendall?
Would be -5.
Yeah, it ends up to become -5 or -5 because 15 over 3 is 5. Done. Pretty straightforward. Yes, ma'am.
I did it a different way
Uh-huh.
when I got it.
Yeah.
I just did 9b squared minus 15 over 1. And then over 3.
Okay, good.
And then I just canceled the 3 and left it.
Okay, so this is what I think I'm seeing in homework, and you need to help me out to interpret it. So, if I'm correct, are you doing like this?
Yeah, I just kind of split it.
Yeah, I've seen that I'm putting on the paper work, so I don't know if you did that on the last one. Try not to do that for now. Try not to. Just split the 2. You'll be safe. Because what I think I'm seeing is like you cancel this with that, and then you cancel something else with 15. I don't know what it was, but I get what you're doing, and that's not bad. But just show me that work extensively. Okay, thank you for asking. All right, number 6. This one, after you're done with number 6, you need to check with your neighbor. If you don't have a neighbor, check with someone close by. See how you did on number 6. All right, so again, check with your neighbor when they're done. See how they did compared to how you did. Hopefully it matches in a good way. Okay, I'm going to ask different groups for different parts of the answer. I don't want all of it, so please listen carefully. What would be your first fraction or first part of your answer, Beth and Riley? What's the first part of your answer? Yeah, a over 5. Yeah, that's hard to say. You can say a fifths, which is weird, but you can just say a over 5. Second answer, or second part of my answer, back there, Lisby, Liz Z. Plus 1. Yeah, 5a over 5a is 1. And the last part of the answer, can we do Margot Kyra? The MK?
13 over 5a.
Nothing could make that any simpler. How many of you got all 3 of them combined into this answer? Okay, did you guys get this one? Okay. Oh, do you cancel across? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I added it all together, like going that way, and then I canceled it all.
Gotcha. So in here, the only way you can add these, which you can, I mean, it's possible to add, but you have to have a common. So you'd have to get this multiplied by a over a, by 5a over 5a, and then you can add them all together. But that would just make it, you know what it would do? It'd actually bring it back to this.